From the moment Tommy Fury stepped into the limelight, he was destined for greatness, or so we thought. A rising star in boxing, a reality TV sensation, and one half of the UK's most followed power couple.
We met in a way that was completely unconventional.
It's Tommy, yeah?
Tommy.
I'm Molly, yeah, Molly-Mae.
I'm well, thanks, how are you?
Yeah, really good. Your eyes are amazing.
Likewise. You are amazing.
But what if I told you that behind the glitz, the sponsorships, and the Instagram perfect life, Tommy's world was quietly crumbling? A shocking breakup, career-wrecking decisions, and a reputation in freefall. This is the story of how Tommy Fury lost it all. Tommy Fury had everything working in his favor. Born into the legendary Fury boxing dynasty, he had the pedigree, the looks, and the platform. His half-brother, Tyson Fury, is one of the greatest heavyweight champions in boxing history.
WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury!
Known for his resilience, technical skill, and larger-than-life personality. With a name like Fury, expectations were sky-high from the very beginning. Tommy followed in the family's footsteps, making his professional boxing debut in 2018. While his early opponents were far from elite-level fighters, he secured victories, allowing him to build an undefeated record.
Well, Tommy, you came out like absolute fire. Your fastest ever knockout. How's it feel to be back?
Oh, honestly, it feels absolutely amazing. Thank you to all these great fans who's turned out.
However, despite these wins, there were already murmurs in the boxing community. Was Tommy truly a skilled fighter, or was he merely benefiting from his famous last name? Yet, from an early age, Tommy was under immense scrutiny. As a child sparring in the gym, strangers would watch him closely, comparing his movements to Tyson's. He doesn't move like Tyson, they would say, as if expecting him to be a carbon copy of his older brother. But Tommy never wanted to be another Tyson Fury. He simply wanted to carve his own path in boxing, even if it meant constantly living under the shadow of one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Then came the move that changed everything. Instead of focusing solely on boxing, Tommy entered the Love Island villa in 2019.
I know exactly, guys.
How you doing?
Exactly, mate. All right.
Good?
Yeah, good, mate.
Stepping into the world of reality television. It was a risky decision, one that could either skyrocket his fame or undermine his credibility as a boxer. But alongside Molly-Mae Hague, he became one of the show's standout stars. Their romance captivated audiences, propelling them into the world of influencers, brand deals, and social media stardom. Love Island transformed Tommy from an up-and-coming fighter into a celebrity. His Instagram following exploded, sponsorship deals rolled in, and he and Molly-Mae became the ultimate influencer couple.
The time I wake up next to you, it just makes me smile, because I don't know what I've done to deserve waking up next to you. I was getting to that.
While the fame brought wealth and opportunities, it also brought scrutiny. Many wondered, was Tommy serious about boxing, or was he now just another reality TV personality leveraging his name for clout? Interestingly, Tommy initially declined the opportunity to appear on Love Island. His first pro fight had just been cancelled, and he had no intention of pausing his boxing career for a TV show. But after months of waiting for another fight with no confirmation, he reconsidered. With nothing else happening at the time, he saw Love Island as a short break, a free holiday at best. Packing only a few shirts and shorts, he expected to last no more than a few days. But 2 months later, he emerged as one of the biggest stars in the show's history. Behind the camera flashes and sponsorships, Tommy's personal battles were spiraling. What should have been the peak of his success quickly became the beginning of his downfall. With money, fame, and adoration at his feet, Tommy seemed to believe he was untouchable. But beneath the surface, a dark truth was emerging, one that would cost him everything. At the heart of his problems was alcohol. What started as harmless nights out quickly turned into something much more sinister. Tommy himself admitted to blacking out from excessive drinking, losing control of his actions, and making decisions that would later haunt him. The more he indulged, the more reckless he became. Drinking wasn't just a social habit anymore. It became an escape, a crutch to numb the mounting pressure, and ultimately, a self-inflicted poison that eroded his personal life. Those closest to him began to see the cracks. Molly-Mae, the woman who had built an empire by his side, struggled to hold on to a man who was slipping further and further away from reality. She had given him everything: love, loyalty, a family, but Tommy, consumed by his own demons, seemed blind to it. He wasn't the doting fiancé or the responsible father he should have been. Instead, he was out partying, drinking to excess, and surrounding himself with the wrong crowd, all while his home life deteriorated. Rumors of infidelity soon followed. Whether true or not, the whispers alone were enough to turn the public against him. Once adored as the perfect boyfriend and father, he was now being painted as a selfish, ungrateful man who never truly appreciated what he had. Molly-Mae, who had stood by him through thick and thin, had finally had enough. And when she walked away, it wasn't just the end of their relationship, it was the final nail in the coffin of Tommy's public image. His once loyal fans now found themselves divided. Had Molly-Mae finally outgrown the perfect Love Island romance, or had Tommy's personal demons become too much to ignore? What should have been a fairy tale life had turned into a public disaster.
Trillionaire, but I feel like I'd love to just have a bit of just see if she gets things right. I'm just fascinated because I'm a bit scared.
And the world was watching as Tommy's empire crumbled before his eyes. Boxing fans had long been skeptical of Tommy's skills, and his next moves did little to silence the critics. First, there was the cancelled fight with Darren Till, called off due to safety concerns, a move that left even his most devoted supporters questioning his credibility. Then came the stalled momentum, the fights that never happened, the mounting criticism that he was more of an Instagram celebrity than a serious athlete. Tommy's dedication to boxing was further questioned after he suffered a major hand injury in 2019. During a fight, he damaged the ligaments in his hand so severely that he required reconstructive surgery. For years, he fought through the pain, numbing himself with cortisone injections just to get through training. Eventually, the injury worsened, forcing him to take nearly a year off from boxing in 2023, a year that became his personal rock bottom. Every fighter has setbacks, but for Tommy, it seemed like every opportunity to prove himself was slipping through his fingers. And when he needed public support the most, things only got worse. They say public perception is everything, and for Tommy, the tide was turning fast. Attending a major boxing event at Wembley, he was met with an unexpected reaction, boos from the very crowd that once cheered him on. Once seen as the golden boy, he was now a target for criticism. Social media turned vicious. Comment sections flooded with insults, memes mocking his career, and relentless accusations about his personal life. It wasn't just about his boxing ability anymore. His entire character was being ripped apart in front of millions. Even his brand deals started to take a hit. Without Molly-Mae's polished image and influencer appeal, Tommy's solo brand was struggling. Once a fixture in lucrative sponsorships, his marketability was now in question. Companies that once fought for his name were now hesitant to associate with him. As the backlash intensified, it became harder for Tommy to escape the noise. Every move he made was scrutinized, every interview dissected, every public appearance met with whispers. The pressure became unbearable. He later admitted that during this time, he often felt isolated, trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. The weight of expectations, the comparisons to his brother, the relentless online attacks, it all took its toll. Perhaps the most painful part, the very fans who once supported him, who cheered for him in his highs, were the same ones now ridiculing his every misstep. Could he ever win them back? Could he ever shake off the doubt and prove once and for all that he was more than just Tyson Fury's brother, more than just a reality star, more than just a broken man grasping at a comeback? Desperate to reclaim his status, Tommy began eyeing a potential rematch with KSI, a chance to reassert his place in the sport and silence the critics. But the boxing landscape had moved on, and securing meaningful fights was proving to be harder than expected. Meanwhile, whispers of a reunion with Molly-Mae surfaced. Fueling rumours of a rekindled romance, the two were spotted at Manchester Airport, boarding a flight to Dubai together. Fans quickly noticed the pair posting almost identical photos from their getaway, featuring their 2-year-old daughter Bambi. While Molly-Mae didn't directly address Tommy in her vlog about the trip, the sight of the two vacationing together once again ignited speculation that they were trying to rebuild their relationship. In her first interview since the breakup, Molly-Mae told British Vogue she didn't want what happened to happen and still had a lot of love and respect for Tommy. She confirmed that she had always wanted to marry him and admitted the breakup left her unsure of how she would get through it. This latest trip together has only added to the mystery of whether their split is truly final, or if the love story that made them famous still has another chapter left to unfold. As of today, Tommy Fury is in limbo, a name still recognizable, but with a reputation hanging by a thread. His relationship status is unclear, his boxing future is uncertain, and his public image has been battered. The once promising fighter turned reality star is now fighting a different kind of battle, the battle to remain relevant. Tommy Fury's story isn't just about one bad decision, it's a cautionary tale about fame, pressure, and the fine line between success and self-destruction. Will he find his way back, or is this the final chapter in a career that never quite lived up to its potential? If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tommy Fury's downfall, don't forget to like and subscribe for more short documentaries that explore the untold stories of fame, fortune, and failure. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Tommy can redeem himself, or has his time in the spotlight already run out? See you next time.